Good evening or good day, good morning, whatever time it is in the country you are or place. Welcome back to the Wasini family. And in this video, I'll be talking about 10 things, or those things I don't miss about in I don't miss at all in Africa. In Africa, in particularly, I've lived in some African countries. I've lived in Nigeria. Of course, I'm Ugandan, so big time Uganda. And I've traveled. I've been to Rwanda. I've been to Accra, Ghana. And these are the things that I didn't really like. I don't miss, especially in particular. I'm talking about Uganda because I'm Ugandan and that's where I'm born from. Of course, there's so many things I miss, and probably that will be a video for another day. But I was just here thinking about the things I don't miss. Of course, I'm biggest time. I miss my family. Above all, I miss my siblings. I don't have any parents at the moment, or my parents passed on. But so I just thought of the things I don't miss, and a few people, they are mates or in car with me, and others maybe they like the things that I probably don't miss or didn't like while living in Africa, in particular Uganda. So on top of all, on top of the list is electricity, power cuts. Well, in Nigeria it's worse. I don't know if there's any other African country out there that has power cuts like Nigeria. And because of that, they have this huge, I never seen in my life, very huge generators, and of course they have inverters, but I never seen such power cuts in my life. So I don't miss that at all, because here in Denmark, it's very rare that there's a power cut, and if it happened, I think it's just for a few hours and the power is back. So I don't really miss that. If I think about it, I just get like a headache thinking about it, like, oh my god, if I was to go back to Africa and there are power cuts, what would I do? The fridge, the freezer, you get used to it, and it's in you, so you can't imagine living like that. But I lived like that for a very long time, but I don't know how, but God knows better. And number two, I don't miss, it's a very big issue in Africa, but I don't know why. Of course, I'm not saying here in Europe, in particular in Denmark, because I live in Denmark. I don't know why. Definitely there are thieves, but in Africa, it's in particular Uganda, it's too much. Like, they just steal pettish things. So I'm not saying they're not thieves, but the thieves here love bicycles above all, but stealing bicycles. But in Uganda, oh my god, and the pickpocketing is so annoying. It's not like you're very sad about the money they took or any other thing they took, but your documents, you have to do everything all over again. So just imagine you had your yellow card, like here in Denmark we move with a yellow card. Most probably you have your residence card or your passport, and someone just steals it. Seriously, it's really annoying. So it's not about just money, it's more about those documents, retrieving them back. It's a big hassle, and excuse me, it's quite annoying. And well, here there are thieves, but I'm saying it's not so common like in Africa. So almost you have to hold your bag very tight, and you also have to worry about what you need to carry in your bag, what you need not to carry. It's really, really stressful. It's like almost you're not living, and life is meant to be lived freely, but this kind of life where you're scared all the time is not really nice, and it's unhealthy. And in here in Europe, in Denmark, you don't have to stress about that. even when you leave your, like my mother-in-law, some time ago, she's not around. I think she's in Spain, but she left her phone somewhere, and this, I don't know this full story, but somehow they took it to the police, and the police somehow called my husband, maybe the way she saved him in her phone, so he went and picked it. But if it was in Uganda, you just have to forget about that, the phone. And then personally, I don't know about other people, but for me as a person, I hate, and even when I really want to travel to Uganda to see my parents, my family, my siblings, but when I think about the dust, it just breaks my heart. I don't know how about other people out there, but for me, it's really, really annoying for me now. It's funny, I can't even imagine how I lived there with the dust, but for now I can't just take it, because last time we traveled, I could not imagine. Everything of yours is dusty, your shoes, and for that reason I can't take my kids with white things, because here they have many put on white or pink, so I'm just thinking, if we are traveling next, I just have to pack blue, black, but then those colors make, if you're putting them on, and it's because Uganda is hot, they have the weather is so warm, so they will be sweating because it will be too much for them. But then how do you even put on white shoes or white t-shirt or something bright? It will be all dusty. So I just don't miss that about Uganda. And then definitely there's this I don't know how to the actual English word to use for this, but there's this particular situation. Let's say you're going to buy land. I'm giving an example, and the bills are not coordinated, or unplanned bills, they just pop up anyhow, and people don't inform you. I don't know if it's communication skills are poor, or it's people just cheat. So I'm going to give a case scenario, like a friend of mine. So she went to buy land, and she contacted the brokers, and the lady came. She didn't talk about the charge. Yes, there was a charge. Of course, she has to be paid, but she didn't tell my friend about it. So normally they charge, but she didn't say anything. And there is a particular amount of fee, which is not so much, but so immediately they finished all going round and everything, and then she was like, I need my about 100,000 for taking you around. So it may not, maybe that's why they charge, but my point is she should have told my friend in advance. So because what if my friend doesn't have the money? So she should have told her in advance, so everything is planned and coordinated, and and they're on the same page. But here in Europe or in Denmark, sorry, you will not find such scenarios. Everything is planned. How much does this cost? You're going around, how much you have to pay, and that's it. You're not stressed. And this can cause a lot of arguments, time wasting, and it's just not healthy and not nice. So that was number 4. I don't really know how to define that. I don't know if it's cheating or it's bribing, or I don't even know what to categorize that, but it's a very tacky or weird behavior some people do in Africa. And then of course talking about this, I'm going to talk about untrustworthiness. Like, how can it's not just people, but also different situations. For example, I'm going to say people, most people may not be trustworthy. Like, how can I say, for example, here in Denmark, you when you're moving around, especially now it's summer, you find somebody selling, for example, honey or strawberries in their garden, this strawberry picking, and different things, and the person just puts them out there. and goes even sleeps and puts their mobile pen number there, or sorry, or maybe a bucket where you can, or some basket where you put the money, and no one is going to take anything. If they do, they will just pay. So there's nothing like you're running after somebody or anything of yours is missing. Well, there are definitely scenarios here and there, but it's not common. And you can never do that in Uganda. You put your things out there when you come from your bed, or you find nothing and no money. Or maybe somebody will put money, another will pick it, just like that. And yeah, I just want to talk about people are not trustworthy too. Well, it's just, I already, I think, gave an example of the land issue, like of my friend, but it's also more to that. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's not like okay, like I'm going to give a scenario. If I go on a page here in Denmark, let's say market page, I can see maybe a nice dress and I will pay, and the person, let's say they will send the item. I don't have to worry. I'll just even